Imagine a world where entire cities disappear underwater, where forests turn into lifeless deserts, and where the very air we breathe becomes a rare commodity. Welcome to our documentary on Global Environmental Catastrophes, Top 10 You Can't Ignore. In this video, we will uncover the most devastating environmental disasters threatening our planet today. From catastrophic floods to unprecedented wildfires, we'll delve into the causes, the impact, and the future implications of these calamities. Stay with us until the end because there's one shocking fact about these disasters that almost nobody knows about. You won't want to miss it. Environmental catastrophes are not just stories from a distant future. They are happening right now, with alarming frequency and intensity. The sheer scale and impact of these disasters are reshaping our planet in ways we could never have imagined. But there is a special thing that you didn't know about environmental catastrophes, but we will talk about that later in the video. Catastrophe 1: Rising sea levels. Rising sea levels are one of the most visible and alarming consequences of global warming. This phenomenon is primarily driven by two factors: the melting of polar ice caps and glaciers, and the thermal expansion of seawater as it warms. Let's dive deeper into this issue and explore its causes, impacts, and future implications. The science behind rising sea levels. Firstly, let's discuss the melting of polar ice caps. The Arctic and Antarctic regions are home to vast ice sheets that contain millions of cubic kilometers of ice. As global temperatures rise, these ice sheets are melting at an accelerated pace. In Greenland, for example, the ice sheet has been losing an average of 286 billion metric tons of ice per year over the past decade. Antarctica, though more stable, is also experiencing significant ice loss, particularly from its western ice sheet. In addition to melting ice, thermal expansion plays a crucial role. As water warms, it expands. The oceans have absorbed more than 90% of the excess heat generated by human activities since the 1970s. This heat absorption causes the seawater to expand, contributing further to rising sea levels. Looking to the future, projections indicate that sea levels could rise by up to 1 meter, about 3.3 feet, by the end of this century if current trends continue. However, these estimates could be conservative if ice sheet melting accelerates. The long-term impacts could be even more severe, with potential sea level rises of several meters over the next few centuries, fundamentally reshaping our coastlines. Catastrophe 2: Extreme weather events. Extreme weather events are one of the most tangible and immediate impacts of climate change. From devastating hurricanes to unprecedented heat waves, these events are becoming more frequent and severe, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. But there is a special thing that you didn't know about extreme weather events, but we will talk about that later in the video. Hurricanes and cyclones. Hurricanes and cyclones are among the most destructive natural disasters, and their intensity is increasing. Warmer ocean temperatures, a direct result of global warming, provide more energy for these storms, making them more powerful. In recent years, we've seen hurricanes like Harvey, Irma, and Maria wreak havoc across the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, causing billions of dollars in damage and displacing thousands of people. For example, Hurricane Harvey, which struck Texas in 2017, dropped over 60 inches of rain in some areas, leading to catastrophic flooding. The economic cost was estimated at $125 billion, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in U.S. history. Heat waves and droughts. Heat waves are becoming more intense and more frequent, posing significant health risks, particularly to vulnerable populations such as the elderly and children. In 2003, Europe experienced a heat wave that caused over 70,000 deaths. More recently, in 2019, parts of India saw temperatures soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius, leading to severe water shortages and heat-related illnesses. Catastrophe 3: Deforestation. Deforestation is one of the most significant environmental catastrophes we face today. Our forests are being decimated at an alarming rate, with far-reaching consequences for the planet. From the Amazon rainforest to the boreal forests of Canada, the destruction of these vital ecosystems is a crisis we can no longer ignore. The scope of deforestation. Each year, we lose approximately 18 million acres of forest, an area roughly the size of Panama. This loss is driven primarily by human activities such as agriculture, logging, and urban development. The Amazon rainforest, often referred to as the lungs of the earth, is particularly at risk. In the last few decades, nearly 20% of its area has been deforested. Causes of deforestation. The main drivers of deforestation include agricultural expansion. The demand for commodities like palm oil, soy, and beef has led to the large-scale clearing of forests for plantations and pastures. In countries like Indonesia and Brazil, vast tracts of land are being converted to agricultural use. Logging. Both legal and illegal logging activities are responsible for significant forest loss. Timber is harvested for furniture, paper, and other wood products, often without sustainable practices in place. Infrastructure development. Roads, dams, and urban expansion require clearing large areas of forest. This not only destroys the forest but also fragments habitats, making it difficult for wildlife to survive. Catastrophe 4. Ocean acidification. The oceans are absorbing more carbon dioxide than ever before, leading to acidification. This is catastrophic for marine life, particularly for organisms like coral reefs, which are incredibly sensitive to changes in pH levels. The death of coral reefs could trigger a collapse in the marine ecosystem. Catastrophe 5. Loss of biodiversity. We are witnessing the sixth mass extinction, driven largely by human activities. Species are disappearing at a rate 1,000 times faster than the natural background rate. This loss of biodiversity affects everything from food security to medicine. Catastrophe 6. Pollution. Pollution. A catastrophe we can't ignore. Pollution is one of the most pervasive and insidious environmental catastrophes affecting our planet today. Its impact is felt across every corner of the globe, touching the lives of humans, animals, and ecosystems alike. In this segment, we'll delve into the various forms of pollution, their causes, and the devastating effects they have on our environment and health. Air pollution. An invisible killer. Air pollution is a silent and deadly threat. It's caused by the release of harmful substances into the atmosphere, including particulate matter, PM, nitrogen oxides, NOx, sulfur dioxide, SO2, and volatile organic compounds, VOX. These pollutants originate from various sources, such as industrial emissions. Factories and power plants burn fossil fuels, releasing vast amounts of pollutants into the air. Vehicle exhaust. Cars, trucks, and buses emit exhaust fumes rich in harmful chemicals, particularly in urban areas. Agricultural activities. The use of fertilizers and pesticides releases ammonia and other chemicals into the atmosphere. The effects of air pollution are profound. Respiratory diseases such as asthma, bronchitis, and lung cancer are on the rise, especially in urban areas with high pollution levels. Long-term exposure can lead to cardiovascular diseases and even premature death. Catastrophe 7. Melting glaciers. Glaciers around the world are retreating, a clear sign of climate change. This not only contributes to rising sea levels but also affects freshwater supplies for millions of people. The melting of glaciers in the Himalayas, for example, threatens water sources for major rivers in Asia. Catastrophe 8. Desertification. Desertification is turning fertile land into barren deserts. This is particularly devastating in regions like sub-Saharan Africa, where the livelihood of millions depends on agriculture. As the land becomes unusable, people are forced to migrate, leading to social and political instability. Catastrophe 9. Wildfires. Wildfires have become increasingly destructive, fueled by higher temperatures and prolonged droughts. Areas like California and Australia are experiencing unprecedented fire seasons, causing extensive damage to ecosystems and human settlements. Catastrophe 10. The thawing permafrost. Permafrost in the Arctic is thawing, releasing ancient methane, a potent greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. This creates a feedback loop that accelerates global warming. The potential release of vast amounts of methane could have catastrophic consequences for our climate. Thank you for watching our documentary on global environmental catastrophes, Top 10 You Can't Ignore. If you found this video informative and eye-opening, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth documentaries on crucial global issues. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions, and turn on the post notifications so you never miss an update. Together, we can raise awareness and make a difference.